104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Joining us on the phone right now is our buddy, the insider for the Giants, works for the team, does radio down in the city and everything. John Schmeelk, man of many trades. I asked you this before, and it was bad. Is it worse? What's the vibe like in the Giants locker room?
We haven't been in there since right after the game on Sunday to the loss against the 49ers. It was a pretty downtrodden, quiet, angry, depressed locker room. I think the team understands that they lost to one of the only two winless teams in the league, and quite frankly, in the second half, they were almost blown out by that team. So they obviously were not proud of their effort, and they hope to put a better effort on the field against a much better team this week in the Kansas City Chiefs.
John, when you hear anonymous players are coming forward, do you have an idea who you think it might be, and is that just a sign that this team is completely lost to this season?
I think any hope of making anything out of this season at this point, with the record sitting where it is at 1-8, is what it is. It's not going to happen. Obviously, you would like to have players be willing to put their names on things. To as many of the other players on defense said last week, anonymously saying things to the media is a cowardly thing to do. And you would have hoped that the defense would have kind of rallied together after that happened last week and kind of put it together a better performance against the 49ers, but that did not happen.
Why is there this disconnect, it seems like, with Ben McAdoo and his players? Is it as simple as losing, or is there something else to this?
It's a good question. And I honestly believe that he is still connected to the vast majority of players in that locker room. The offense is trying. I think everyone on the offensive side of the ball is trying hard, doing their best. Look, there are deficiencies. The offensive line, we know. Odell Beckham Jr. and Brandon Marshall are hurt, we know. But look, the offense, I think, is working hard and trying hard. I think, for the most part, the defensive line is trying really hard. I think where a lot of the problems come in, and again, I'm not going to try to single out players and question their effort. I don't know what's going on in their head, but when you look at where the issues have been the last couple of weeks, it's been in the secondary. And I think, this team has allowed big play after big play after big play to two teams in the Rams and the 49ers that don't exactly have skill position players that strike fear in a lot of people's hearts, but they're still making big plays. Garrett Selleck had a 40-yard touchdown. Garrett Selleck. We aren't talking about A.J. Green here, guys.
John Schmeelk with us right now, and of course, John, you've been with the Giants for a while, and now it's Tom Coughlin, and what would he do different? With players coming back late from break and stuff like that, what would Coughlin do different than what McAdoo's doing?
Hey, look, if a player is supposed to show up on a Monday for work and he doesn't call ahead, you have to suspend him. There's nothing that Ben McAdoo is wrong there. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie said after the suspension, what I did was wrong. I handled it poorly. I deserved what I got, and so be it. So I don't think Ben McAdoo did anything wrong in those two instances. I think sometimes losing breeds issues, and I think how you stop those, I think, is something that you have to be, in that room and in that locker room and in the mix to quite understand. I can't tell you why it didn't happen now, and I don't think it's fair to say, if Tom Coughlin was here, this wouldn't have happened, because I don't think what happened. Remember, the Giants did start 0-6 one year with Tom Coughlin, so. But they finished the season strong, and now we'll see if Ben McAdoo can do the same thing with the Giants this year.
And that leads to my question here. The Giants right now sit at 1-8. The Chiefs coming up, a tough opponent. Redskins on Thanksgiving night. Can this Giants team continue to win games, or are we going to see them being a team picks 1, maybe 2 in the upcoming NFL draft?
It doesn't get easier. Guys, their schedule's tough. Andy Reid lifetime is 13-2 coming off the bye week. They're coming off a loss. They have a lot of speed on offense. They have maybe the best tight end in football in Travis Kelce, who the Giants have been cover tight ends all year. And then they have, their final 6 games are against the Redskins, Raiders, Cowboys, Eagles, and then the Cardinals. So, you have some pretty good teams down the stretch here. The Giants are going to have to play significantly better, especially on defense, if they want to win some of these games down the stretch. Guys, they gave up almost 1,000 total yards of offense the last 2 games to the Rams and the 49ers. I don't care who your offensive coordinator, who's calling plays, and what you do on offense. If you do that on defense, you're not going to win.
John Schmeelk with us right now on 104.5 The Team. John, when you look at the quarterback situation, you see Buffalo is going to try out Peterman and see how that's going. Some people are saying it's time to at least take a look at Davis Webb. Can you see a scenario where that happens, and would something like the streak of Eli Manning get in the way of that?
That's a good question. Would I be surprised if we saw Davis Webb be inserted into a game at some point this year? Absolutely not. But before that happens, he's to start getting more reps in practice. As far as my understanding is, he's still just doing some scout team stuff. In the summer, he wasn't taking really any snaps with the first or second teams. He was doing, stuff on the side with like rookies and things like that. So he hasn't even taken enough snaps to be ready to play in a game yet, to be quite honest with you, in practice. So until that happens, you're not going to see him in a game. So no, I don't think anytime soon you're going to see him starting on Sunday for Eli Manning. I don't think that's where the Giants are quite yet, to be quite honest with you.
John Schmeelk with us right now. So John, let's do it. This time next year, is Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese still in their offices?
It's a good question. I think a lot of it depends on what happens the rest of the year. It's a decision that John Marin, Steve Tisch, the Giants co-owners will make when the season is over. The owners released their statement earlier in the week. They said that we will evaluate things at the end of the season in their totality. And guys, here's the scary thing. It's a 16-game year. There's still 7 games to go. That's 40% of the season. So there's still a long way to go. And I think how this team responds to the last 7 games will impact whatever decisions the Giants owners might make at the end of the year.
Well, there's one guy who's doing good work there in the Giants facility. That's John Schmeelk. We know we can count on you, my friend. Thanks for answering the phone we call.
Hey, anytime, boys. Take it easy.